Does that help?
Let's see.
Hi,
I think that's better.
How are you?
Hi, Carlos.
Hey.
Oh, hi, Mom and Dad.
Here we are.
Hey, Gabby.
Hi, Mr. Dennis. Hi, Vicky.
Hi. Are you making a paella, Gabby?
What?
Are you making paella with the baby in your hand?
No, Mom's helping.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, we're gonna give 5 more minutes to people for people to join in. So
Ándale, chef.
5 minutes. Open the.
Hi, girls.
Gabriela. Mira quién está aquí.
Ready to cook.
Mira, Gaby. Mira quién está aquí.
Hello.
We've never talked to him.
Why isn't it?
Hi, what's her name?
Bree.
Hello, Bree.
Hello, everybody. What? No, wait.
We'll go around the kitchen. Here's your drink. Mira, ¿quién está ahí?
Hi, Greta.
Mira, está gratis. Mira.
Hi, Greta. Hi, Charlie.
Hi,
Come here.
Here's
Hey,
Hey, Nacho.
Hi,
Hello. Carlos, do you see I'm wearing the colors, the right colors?
The right colors, red and yellow.
There you
Love
go. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Dennis.
Hey, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
Hi, Ali.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
Hi, Adam. Hi, Sarah. Sorry, didn't mean not to say hi to you.
We're just giving a few more minutes for people to join in. So just chill a little bit, open the wine, drink some wine.
Can you see me, Carlos?
Hey, Jonathan, we cannot see your camera though. We see your name, but not your camera.
Hang on. Let's sort this out.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna fix this.
Everyone's, like, almost everyone's muted.
Hey, Carlos, it's Bob. Can you see
Hey,
me?
Bob, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Everyone's on the
I see you,
camera.
Jonathan.
All right, I'm in.
Good smiles. There you
Bye.
go.
So my computer is not working, so I've got you on the phone.
No worries, no worries.
So I'll do what I can with the phone.
Careful, please.
Hey, Ty.
Who's just buying?
Hey, Ty.
Good luck.
Hi, this is Tim and May over here.
Hi.
Here's Paella.
That'd be a way for you to
I'm
see.
going to. Hang on.
Oh, no.
Rusty's trying to figure out.
Hey, Dennis.
Hang on.
We've never done this with so many people.
But I'm cut off. I gotta go this way.
As
long as you have this, we're good.
Well, exactly. Well, we're starting with
Why is it doing
Manhattan.
that?
I don't know. I have to think if you do it the other way.
There's a lot of people.
2 more minutes, 2 minutes, 2-minute warning. Hey, Ty.
Morning.
Hey, what's going on?
What up, dude?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Hi, Rusty.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
How do you see all these? I don't see everybody.
Can I have some water?
Okay, we're gonna start, I guess. With the
Fucking thing.
I'm gonna put over.
So everybody should mute while Carlos is talking.
Oh, look, there's Sarah.
Everybody should look.
So this is gonna be a little hard because the girls are watching a movie here. So there's a little bit of background noise. But if you can hear me right, just do a thumbs up.
Yeah. But turn the camera so we can watch the movie too.
Okay. Here's my lovely assistant. 3. So, okay, are you guys ready to get started?
Sir.
Okay. Well, I sent you guys the list with the ingredients. So the ingredients were green beans, red pepper, tomato, cauliflower. So we're gonna start with the veggies. So the way we're gonna do this is like Bree is gonna be handling the camera. So when I'm prepping stuff, and if you're not gonna be talking, my only request is if you guys can mute yourselves, so we don't have that all the background noise.
Okay.
That would be better. And then if you have a question, you can chat the question in, or you can just unmute yourself and just ask the question, and then we'll figure it out. Is that okay? Hi, Jen. So, okay, so we're gonna start. Great. So the best way to start, you guys grab the camera.
Yep.
Follow
And we
the
can do it through
camera.
iChat if we have a question.
So you should have your paella pan ready. This is a very old and used paella pan. As you can see, it has a little rust. A lot of people ask me if it's safe to eat on rusty paellas. It's not, but we are all gonna die. So what's the problem, right? No, it's very safe. Nothing happens to you. You can eat rust. This is actually not rust. This is just like used paella pan. So you put the paella pan on the stove, on top of the stove, yeah, and then grab a little bit of the olive oil, and then you put it on the paella pan. Be generous about it. Be generous about the olive oil. Okay? Got it? Yes? Give me the thumbs up.
There's a question in the chat.
There's a question in the chat. Okay. It's called it's a seasoned pan. Yeah. Yes. The engineer has to pitch in. Yeah, it's called a seasoned pan. Then we're gonna. This is an old grandma's recommendation. So you
Hey,
grab
Carlos. Carlos.
Yes.
Can you slow down a little bit?
Dude, I just put oil in the pan.
You know, I'm a little slow. I had 2 martinis, man.
Oh, well. So that's my friend Jonathan, everybody. So you just put a little bit of, a lot of olive oil in the pan.
Thank you.
Okay?
I'm muting.
Then you grab a whole head of garlic. The whole head of garlic, don't peel it, just as is. And then just put it in the middle of the pan. Okay? Just put it in the middle of the pan and leave it there. We haven't turned on anything. Nothing is turned on. Everything is off. There's no fire or anything. Just put the garlic in there, and we'll get back to that in a second. Okay, over my shoulder.
Okay.
Here. So now we're gonna start like prepping up the veggies. Okay. So for prepping up the veggies, just grab the pepper, a red pepper. Yes, please.
How much oil?
Just be generous. Just enough oil to cover the whole pan.
A lot of Earl.
Okay.
A lot of oil just to cover the whole pan. It has to be generous. There has to be, you have to see the oil moving around. And then the garlic in the middle. Don't turn the heat on yet. We're gonna turn it up in a second. Okay, so hopefully you have your pre-washed veggies. We're gonna start with the pepper. Just cut the pepper in half, right? And then just take everything inside the pepper, take it off, and just throw it away. So all of the seeds, the white part of the pepper, everything of that, just get rid of it, right? So it looks clean like this, right? The other half the same. You just get rid of all of it. And hopefully you wash your hands beforehand, and you wash all the veggies. So
Wash your hands.
wash your hands, people.
Clean up.
Clean up. Then once we have the pepper cut, we're just gonna cut a little bit with your chef's knife. We're gonna cut some slivers of pepper. Just cut the slivers. Just cut slivers of pepper. All the slivers, nice and thin. You put them on a bowl. You put all the slivers on a bowl and the clean pepper. Pepper is a must. Okay.
How's everybody doing? Everybody getting this?
Just,
Thumbs up? All
just
right.
as Jonathan, you
Yeah,
can just add.
we're all good.
Nice.
Awesome. Great. So we have the pepper there ready. The next thing, grab some of the green beans, which are also pre-washed. And the way I do it, because the end of the green bean is kind of rough and you don't want to have that on your mouth. It doesn't feel nice when you have the little thingy on your mouth. So what I do is I align all of the peppers, all of the green beans, you know, like this. And then what I do is I just cut all of the tips. Cut the tips, turn it around, and then cut all of the tips. And then
Carlos, are you an engineer?
I am an engineer, yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
And then I cut the green beans in half and put everything on the veggie bowl. Everything on the veggie bowl. And then grab some more green beans. And again, do the same. Just align them all. And then just cut the tip. Cut the tip. I am really glad that I'm not hearing any coughing in the background.
Healthy.
Healthy people.
It's a healthy group.
Healthy posse.
Yep.
So
Clean and healthy.
So cutting all the half. Try not to cut your fingers off. Then just cut them in half again. Okay. We put them all in the bowl. Everything is in the bowl. Finally, the other veggie that we're gonna cut up, it's the cauliflower. So we got some cauliflower, not too much. And then just, let's cut some cauliflower. And then just try to slice it kind of thin. Okay. We get the cauliflower, and then we put also the cauliflower in the bowl. Everything goes in the bowl. Very high volume on that. Hold on, I'm going to turn the volume of the TV a little bit down.
Everybody doing okay? Thumbs up. We got it. Piece of cake. Nice.
Great. So now we have all the veggies in the bowl, the peppers, the green beans, and the cauliflower. All of them are in the bowl. Let me know when everybody is ready. There you go, Jonathan, number one.
Mr. and Mrs. Zur, ready?
Mr. Sur, the Surs are ready. Luis is ready. The
Mr.
Valdehuesos
Dennis
is ready.
Jen,
Tim Gill is ready. Ty Williams is ready.
the Waltons are ready.
I think we are all ready. Hold on, somebody's saying something here. It's called season pan. Okay, Carlos is a dipshit. Yeah. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the pan. So turn on the pan in a medium to high heat. Medium to high heat. And now the other thing that you have to remember is try to put, the pan is very big. The pan is bigger than the burner. So try to put the pan in a way that is kind of in the middle. So calculate everything and then just leave the garlic there and put it there in the middle. If you have onion, you can also add onion. I'm not gonna put onion, but if you wanna put onion, you can also like slice the onion and like dice it. And you can also put a little, like half an onion there if you want. I'm not gonna put an onion. So we're gonna wait a little bit more until the oil starts warming up. And again, as I said, just leave the whole garlic with unpeeled, leave the garlic there in the middle of the pan. And when the oil is hot, we're gonna start seeing that the garlic is gonna start like what? Bring little bubbles up or something.
Bring little bubbles.
Okay, so let's take a breather. Salud.
Take a breather. That was a lot.
Take a little breather. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Excellent, excellent. So now we can see that the oil is getting hot, hot and nice. So middle to warm, not too warm. And then we get all of the veggies all together. They go in the pan.
All the veggies.
All of them in the pan.
It's sizzling.
It's sizzling. It's very hot, not super hot. They're not gonna burn. It's a slow burn for the veggies. So you wanna get it a little closer. You can see that the veggies are burning. My camera girl is bringing the camera in. So you can
I
see.
think we might have been a little generous with the EVOO.
You can see the veggies are burning, and we are gonna be like stirring them up every once in a while. Okay? While that is happening, take a tomato and cut it in half. Just like this.
Just like this.
Just like this. Okay, so you got the tomato. Get a plate.
Or a bowl.
Or a bowl. The cheese grater. Cheese grater on the bowl. Tomato. And start grating the tomato. Grate the tomato.
Sex shop, it doesn't look like you're grating a tomato.
Carlos, you grate the face of it, right? No skin?
No skin. The skin is gonna stay. If you see the skin stays all the way to the end. So the skin is gonna stay naturally out. You don't have to grate the skin. You can just discard the skin.
Oh dear, we won't be authentic because I forgot the tomato.
It's fine. You can do it without tomato. No worry. So you have the tomato there. Put the tomato aside. We're gonna use it in a little bit. Okay.
Leave it there.
Leave it there.
Leave it alone.
In the meantime, hi Greg.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
What up? So you got chicken and sausage. And I apologize, I'm no Martha Stewart, so
You're going fast. You're going fast.
I'm going too fast.
Take a breather.
I'm taking a breather.
Hey, Carlos, you want both halves of the tomato?
What's that?
You want both halves of the tomato?
No,
break?
just one half of the tomato.
What happens if we did both?
I actually did both too.
It's gonna make the rice too sweet. So
All right, we'll just use half of it.
just half of it.
All right, all right. All right,
All right.
all right.
I hope all of you guys are drinking.
We are.
Hey, Carlos, did you already stir?
No, oh no.
You're burning it, Carlos.
No, he's stirring.
It's starting to smell good.
So Carlos, what are you stirring?
I'm stirring the veggies. So remember, we put the veggies on the paella pan. Is the full garlic, the pepper, the cauliflower, the green beans,
And the garlic.
and the garlic. So everything is stirring there in half heat. So
And it's still
not
on.
turning brown. You're just starting to smell it. It just starts to smell.
Oh, it smells delicious.
Is it?
Yeah, it smells really good.
Is it? It's still on high, right?
It's medium high. I have it on a 5. My stove top is on a 5 right now.
Yeah, it's fine, you're fine.
Got it? So now, you also have, put it here. I also asked you guys to buy some pork links. You have pork links, and then you have some drumsticks with skin, right? Just put out the drumsticks and the pork links, grab some salt, and then just salt and pepper the drumsticks.
The meat.
Just the drumsticks, not the sausage. Salt and pepper the drumsticks. Okay. Turn it around. A little pepper. And hi, Will. And some salt.
Hi, Will.
Great. Let's see how the veggies are going.
All right.
So you see the veggies are starting to get a little brown, but they are not burnt. So what we're gonna do now, this is one of the most critical parts of the paella.
Uh-oh.
So does it look like you, Carlos?
What's that?
Does it look like you, brown but not burnt?
Exactly.
Got it.
Racist. So grab all of the veggies and then take them out. Take them out and put them on a bowl. But leave the garlic. Leave the garlic in.
Carlos, ours aren't ready.
Yeah, they're ready.
Adam knows what he's doing over here.
Put the garlic, just leave the garlic in, take everything else out.
Sarah, they're ready.
They're ready.
Okay. Adam's done this before, though, you guys. With the master.
So take all of those veggies out.
So
You
we
don't want them to burn because they're gonna boil for a little while. So if you burn them too much, they're gonna dissolve in the water. You don't want that.
Nancy's over had a question.
Yes, Nancy.
Are the vegetables supposed to be brown or just slightly warm or what?
Just slightly, just a little done, not too much.
Oh, okay.
And then put the chicken in. Put the chicken in the oil. And put the sausage in the oil. Everything goes in the oil.
And the garlic is still in the pan, right,
The
Carlos?
garlic is still there, yes. Okay, and let's leave that. That has to get to a nice little dark color. It has to sear in the outside. So go back here. So in the meantime, we can just clean up a little bit.
Clean up.
Remember, people, clean up. Wash your hands.
How about tequila shots? I didn't see that anywhere on your menu.
Hey.
You can have a drink of wine.
Hey.
Salud.
Cheers. Thanks for hosting this thing, Carlos.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Turn it up a little bit.
Cheers to the camera crew.
Thank you. Thank you, Nacho. Thank you.
Show the folks our little setup here so they know what we're seeing.
This is you. I am the technical support. I am here for you. All right.
So just stir constantly. So while this is happening, I hope you guys found the rice. This is paella rice. And then we also have the bone broth.
Oh, we see some lucky people. Some people found it.
And finally, crinkle, some saffron. You have to have some saffron. Some bouillabaisse. We're gonna use that in a second. And a measuring cup.
Okay.
Measuring cup.
Everybody's hustling.
Everybody hustling. And then a chef's recommendation, chef's note. Always have a tasting spoon. A metallic tasting spoon that is big enough for you to taste. You have to taste everything that you do. Okay. Oh, while the meat is being done, anybody has any questions?
Hey, Carlos, this is Ty.
Yes. Hi, Ty.
I had to step away for a minute. So what do we do with the meat? I'm a little behind here.
So you took all of the veggies out of the pan. So you took all of the meat out of the pan. You left the garlic there.
Okay.
Garlic still there. And then you take the sausage and the chicken, and then you put the sausage on the chicken and the pan. So all of the veggies are out, and now all of the meat is in. So the reason that people say that paella is difficult to do is because you have to put stuff in and then bring it out, and then more stuff in and then bring it out. So we are cooking the meat, and then in a second when the meat is done, we're going to bring the meat out.
Carlos, are the chicken legs in there too?
Sorry, what's that?
Are the drumsticks in there too?
Yeah, the drumsticks and the sausage, everything is there.
Okay.
So if you are not using drumsticks and sausage, what else might you use in paella?
So in paella, you can use whatever you want, right? So here's a debate of the purists of paella. So paella is a type of rice. It's a recipe. So you can have paella with tropezones, which is like little pieces of pork meat. You can have arroz a banda, which is made in a different kind of a paella pan. You can have paella arroz del señoret, which has like little pieces of meat and shrimp. You can have paella marinera, which has seafood. So there's different kinds of rice and paella, but you can add whatever you want, to be honest.
What type of
Is it true that paella started in Madrid, right?
What's that?
Paella started in Madrid, right?
No.
Can you see this? Can you see this?
You know I'm just messing with you.
I know you're messing with you. That's why I love you, Jonathan. That's why I love you.
Carlos, I have to tell you that the first time I had paella was in Valencia in 1971.
It's from Valencia. It's from Valencia, exactly.
In Valencia, and I had paella. It was wonderful.
Nancy
10 points to Nancy because she knows where paella is from. I'm going to open the door because the smoke is getting...
It's getting hot in here.
I heard Trump makes a good paella.
Sarah is amused.
So by now, most of the chicken and the sausage is very like dark in the outside. It's like roasted, not roasted, crispy on the outside. So we're gonna wait like a couple of minutes more to get it out. It doesn't matter if it's not fully done because it's gonna get fully done when we put the water into the rice. So don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
So to bring it out, you can use some of these little guys here.
Those are called tongs.
That tongue to tongue, tongue, tongue.
Yeah, I thought tongues was the little like chonies that you put in the middle of your bone, like your cheeks, or that's a thumb.
Yeah, tongue.
Oh, thumb. Okay.
Mama, can I drink? I need to
Bobby's cooking the dinner
Why are you doing that?
because he's showing people how to cook.
No, what is this?
Charlie. So you want to just put it on top of the meat so they can see the meat how it comes.
Charlie, you can have a banana or you can have.
No. What is this?
This is the camera that's showing the people how to cook the.
So I don't know if you see. Where is it? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Huh?
Can you hear us? Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
So yeah, here's the meat. You see how it's getting crispy on the outside. So I think that's plenty, right? So yeah, so we're gonna start taking the meat out in a second.
Yeah, my chicken thigh.
We got another bowl. Put the meat on the bowl. So we start taking out. We start taking out all of the meat.
Carlos.
Yes.
Wait, so the meat is not supposed to.
As I said, it doesn't matter if the meat is completely done, as long as it's crispy on the outside. It can be a little raw in the inside. It doesn't matter because we're gonna it's gonna boil in the water and that's gonna make it fully done. So don't worry if it's not fully done.
Okay, perfect.
I just have to get these a little crispier, the chicken thighs.
Because the other thing that you don't want is the meat to get dry.
Our meat drumsticks are really big, so we need a minute.
Same with ours, Sarah.
How big is your meat, Sarah?
Here, let me show you. Adam, can
So now that the meat is out,
That's Zora with the big meat?
now that the meat is out, we have the tomato that we created before. Put the tomato in the pan. Pan. Put the tomato in the pan.
That's crazy.
You ought to put this on a YouTube video.
You got to make a YouTube video.
I'm recording this.
Oh, this will be recorded and sent out.
So the tomato is there. Now let's measure 2 cups of the rice. 2 cups of the rice.
2 cups rice.
Carlos, one more time. So just put the shredded tomato in the pan and then 2 cups
Yeah.
of rice.
Yeah, and then 2 cups of rice in the pan.
It's okay, I got one.
Okay, people, this is critical. So once the rice is in the pan, mix it with the tomato. Okay. So you see you have the rice, and I'm mixing the rice with the tomato. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit higher. Just mix it well there with all the flavors there from the veggies and the meat and the oil and the garlic. Everything is mixing there with the rice and the tomato.
Hey,
If you
Carlos,
put-
the
yes.
EDOO is starting to go a little bit away. Do you add more?
No, don't add more. You don't need it. It's greasy enough, so you don't need it.
Take the
Just-
garlic out.
What's that?
Can we take the
No,
garlic?
yeah, I took the garlic out.
Yeah.
So all of the rice, just make sure that, all of the rice, just mix it. This is an important step because what is gonna happen at the end, the bottom of the rice is gonna look like it's burnt, but it's not. That is called socarret. The socarret is the caramelized part of the bottom of the pan. So if somebody tells you, oh, well, your paella is burnt, look at the bottom of your rice is burnt, you just laugh at them and say, yeah, sure, whatever you say, dude. Just laugh. You don't even have to respond to that because they're just stupid.
Is it true that's an aphrodisiac?
It's an aphrodisiac. You can have many kids with that. So now,
What happens
once you
to
do all
garlic?
of that, yes. Yes.
Carlos, do we take up? Is the garlic supposed to be out?
You can leave it in or out, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just don't let the rice burn. Yeah, that's what she said. So once the rice is all well and mixed with the tomato, now use your little thingy here and just make it flat, as flat as you can. Just distribute it all over the little like pan and open a little hole in the middle, and that's where you're gonna put back the garlic. You're gonna put the whole garlic there. Got it?
Hey, Carlos, did you lower the heat?
What's that?
Did you lower the heat?
The heat is in the mid.
Still, okay.
Right. So now that the rice is like that, your organic broth, the whole Tetra brick, put it in. All of it.
All of it.
That's what she said.
Sorry, the whole box of chicken?
Yeah, it's a liter. I think it's a liter, yeah.
Put it in, all of it.
Or a liter, or how much is that in ounces? 32 ounces. So what I'm telling you is for the 17-inch paella pan. So if you have a smaller paella pan, you are pretty much effed. Okay, so now that you have the broth in there with your little thing, just kind of distribute the rice all around, just to make it even.
It looks soupy.
It looks soupy. The water is there. Make sure the paella pan is in the middle of the burner, and try to distribute the rice evenly all throughout the paella pan. Try to do that now, because in a second you are not going to be able to touch the rice until this is done. So this is a critical part of it. So distribute all of the rice around, and now this is what you got, right? You have the garlic in the middle and an evenly distributed amount of rice throughout the paella pan, okay? And now what you're gonna do, you wanna grab this? You got the meat, and then you just distribute the meat evenly throughout the paella pan.
Everybody's moving, I like it.
So I put one chicken drum and one sausage, one chicken drum, one sausage, one chicken drum, one sausage, drumstick, sausage, drumstick, sausage. We got an extra sausage, just put it in there, wherever. And then this little water that's here, don't throw it away. This is Flavor Town, people. Just put it there. Okay? So this is how it looks now. It looks the rice on the bottom, and then you have the meat on the top. Okay?
Yep.
Thumbs up, everybody.
Can I get a thumbs up?
Yeah, I look like I have a lot of broth. Is that okay?
That's okay. That's okay. Here.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have the meat. Well, we have the even part of the rice.
Hey,
all the way
Carlos,
down.
what water did you say to save? Where's that from?
Water?
You said
Good
save
water.
the water. That's good stuff. What is that?
Oh, so when you took the meat out and you put it on the bowl, there was a little like blood and stuff there. That
stuff.
Yeah, put it in the rice. It's gonna be
So save that.
Put it in the rice.
No, put it in. Put it in.
That's what she said.
Who said that?
I like that.
Who said that?
Whoever
That's
said
great.
that, I like you.
That was that one.
I like that.
All right.
Okay, so
I should use them all, of course.
hey people,
That was funny.
focus, people. This
Down,
is not about the jokes. This is about the food. I want your full attention here. So
All right,
now
we're paying
we have
attention.
all of the veggies. We have the rice, the thinly amount of rice. We have the meat and all of the veggies. Now you distribute all of the veggies on top evenly.
It's all wet here from the dog.
That's because your dog, you don't let the children. So don't do it.
I'm exhausted.
So we're on call.
What about the squid?
Right there.
You're putting it all in?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got all of the veggies, and if you want to be fancy, if you want to be a fancy fancy boy, you can just make it look pretty. Yeah, you can grate the pepper, put it like in a nice, so the pepper looks like nice and nice and evenly distributed around the rice. So there you go, right? This is the paella, people. This is done. Oh no, wait, I missed one part. Hold on. The bouillabaisse, instead of putting salt, put the bouillabaisse. Grab your tasting spoon and put 2 parts of bouillabaisse, 2 spoons of bouillabaisse around.
How much, Carlos? Can you grab that from?
2 spoonfuls.
Hey, Carlos,
What about that? Yes.
if you don't have bouillabaisse, what's a good substitute?
Salt. Just plain salt.
Next time we go to Costco, we gotta buy more than 4 now.
And now the secret ingredients for every paella connoisseur: saffron.
How many spoons of this thing? Chicken bouillon?
2 spoons. 2
More
spoons
this
of
one.
bouillabaisse.
How
Hi,
much
Byra.
saffron?
Saffron. This is saffron.
I know, how much?
So saffron is very tasteful. So you take some and grab just a few little things,
That's it.
and then just put it around, because this is gonna give a lot of flavor.
Sprinkle me, man, just a little bit.
Just sprinkle it. Not a lot, just a little.
Not a lot, baby girl, just a little bit.
That means.
Okay. So, people, this is critical.
Another critical.
Another critical piece of
Another
it,
one.
because most certainly your stove is not as big as your paella pan. What is going to happen is that the place where the fire is happening is going to boil faster than the places outside. You see, there's no boil here, and there's a lot of boil here. I'm going to ask the engineer, what happens if we do that, Ty?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Freaking engineers. So if we just put fire in the middle and there's no fire, there's no heat outside, what's going to happen is that the rice in the middle is going to overcook and the rice outside is going to undercook. So to fix that, we're going to do the following.
How much did you put?
Get ready for it. Get ready for it.
I don't think we need it.
Yeah, need. Wait, Sarah.
No more of these?
Hey, Carlos.
Wait for the question. Grab some aluminum foil.
What's the
And just put it on here. The aluminum foil, put it on top of the pan. Watch out because it's hot. Put it on top. And put it in medium.
Oil for, is that just to distribute the heat, steam it?
What's that?
Are we just steaming it?
Are you just steaming it?
Steaming it? What do you mean?
By covering it with the.
No, what happens is, like, because most probably your cook stove is not gonna be as big as your paella pan. All of the fire, all of the heat is gonna be in the middle. So when that happens, only the middle part of the paella is gonna boil, and only the middle part of the rice is gonna get done, and the outside of the paella, all of the outskirts of the paella, is gonna be undone. So to try to solve that, you can just put here, if you want to show this, you can just put some aluminum foil on top, so it hits evenly around the whole pan. Okay, and then put it on medium.
Carlos.
Yes, sir.
So Carlos, what if I have a really big burner?
Then you don't have to do what I'm saying. But just make sure that the heat is not too hot, so the rice actually gets done and it's not overcooked or undercooked. You have to be.
So Carlos, the heat should be
so you
on
want to cook it? You want to cook it really slow?
I would cook it in medium, Robert, and then just try to taste the rice how it's going. If it's too hard and there's not a lot of water, I would turn the heat down. And if it's soft and there's no water, then leave it like that. Have to be checking it out. What was the question, Jonathan?
Yeah. Do we need the food processor?
Oh, the food processor is for the alioli. So I'm gonna cook the alioli while the paella is making.
We're not there yet. All right. Just checking.
The paella is gonna be there. We're gonna leave it there for a little while. It's gonna be like 20-25 minutes until the paella is done. We're gonna have to be checking it out to see how it's looking. But for now, leave it there for 20-25 minutes. Okay? Let me see how thumbs up. Thumbs up, everybody.
All good.
Romero's giving a thumbs up from the couch.
Okay. Romero from the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm exhausted.
Can I put this back?
Yeah.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
I'm doing great. Everybody is okay. Everybody, it's fine.
Good. So Carlos.
Yes.
Since the Chinese are really smart, if you use a wok, then everything's evenly distributed and it has a lid. Check that out.
Ah. Yeah. So what you want in the paella is to have like a thin, evenly part of rice. And you know, now that you say about the Chinese are so smart, don't put any bat there, because then you know what happens if you put a bat. Don't cook a bat. What's that? Oh, that's racist. I'm sorry. That's racist. I'm being told that that's racist.
What was it? Don't put a what?
Don't put a bat.
Nobody gets that, but
I get it.
No bats, no wild cats. Don't cause COVID.
No COVID. No pangolins.
Okay, so, but actually, jokes aside, the idea is we need a thin layer in the pan, right?
Yeah, but you can do it in a wok. That's fine.
Got it.
That's fine for you.
I'll spread it out.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Food processor. So now we're gonna do the alioli. Okay.
Hi, Rusty.
Hi, Rusty. Hi, Will.
Hi, Rusty.
Hi, Ty.
Hey, what's up?
Howdy.
Hi, Will. So,
Wait, I have
some questions online. Hold on, people. It doesn't matter.
Sorry, Jen. I just saw your question.
What's that? Okay. So, food processor and the little base where the food processor do.
Okay. I'm done with all these. But there's
Then olive oil. Niña, silencio. Olive oil.
no. I'm talking to me. I'm on mute on the phone.
Oh, you're not mute. We can hear you, Robert.
Oh, I'm not on mute. Uh-oh.
No, watch out what you say, bro.
Oh, let's see if I can find the mute here. Oh.
Depending on the size of the cloves, I'm going to use just one clove because it's pretty big, as you can see here. So get the clove. And then get a clove, and then with your chest knife, you just hit it like that, and then you peel it. Okay, you peel it. And then in the middle, there's usually like a green part. It's very bitter. So just take that green part out with your hands.
Girls.
Okay, so that's the way it looks. Just put it that on the little base. There's the garlic in the base. Just that, nothing but garlic. Grab the EVO, the extra virgin olive oil. And now just put olive oil there.
But
All the way to 200 millimeters. I know it's a lot of oil. It looks like a lot of oil.
Like a half
That's fine.
Hi, sir.
One egg. You grab one egg. You put one egg in there.
Are those 200 milliliters of olive oil?
Yeah, it looks like a lot, but it's not a lot. It's healthy for you. It's good for you. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. Niñas,
Hey,
niñas.
hey.
Yeah. So now in the base you have 200 milliliters of olive oil, a clove or 2 cloves of garlic, and an egg, a full egg. Now you can just add a pinch of salt. Okay.
Come on.
Niñas. One lime.
Okay.
Cut the lime in half. Cut the lime in half.
Do you still need me to hold it, or should I put it?
Yeah, you can hold it. Lime in half. Now squeeze the lime in there. The whole half of the lime in there. Yes. Si no van a ver eso, se los voy a pagar. Deja eso ahí. Deja eso donde estaba. Dale. Ponlo donde estaba. What's that? Just half of it, half. Okay. So what we have in there, we have 200 milliliters of oil, 1 full egg, 1 or 2 cloves of garlic, salt, and half a lime. The final thing that you're gonna add, a little bit of pepper, just a little bit of pepper. Just a little bit.
Not a lot, baby girl.
Not a lot, baby girl.
Just a little bit.
And now.
And now.
And now, I think you have some.
Huh?
Now you grab your food processor and then just go to town. Then you're gonna start seeing how it turns like into a mayonnaise. Really thick. That's what you want. Thick mayonnaise. This is the nutty cream. Okay. Beautiful. Here we go. Okay. Now this. This is good.
Hey, Carlos,
Yes,
if it's
sir.
not the consistency of mayonnaise, what do I need to do?
You need to keep going at it.
You what?
You need to keep using the food processor in and out.
Just work
Just
it.
grind, just work your tools, boy. In and out, in and out, in and out.
What if I put too much oil in it? Should I add another egg?
Ours is very.
Very runny.
Let me see if it's very runny. So you put the egg. You put an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Olive oil, garlic.
Yeah.
Just keep trying to use the food processor a little bit more. It has to
I mean,
look like
yours
this.
is so white in color. Mine is so yellow in color.
Mine is like green.
It is. So what do I need to add? I'll never get there. You want me to add mayonnaise?
Let me see it.
There's mine.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
It's a fail.
that's a fail, boy.
Hey, nothing's a fail till you
It looks just like
continue to work on it.
Jonathan.
to add mayonnaise.
Yeah. So What can we do with that? What can we do? Let me see yours, Jonathan.
Oh, show it.
Show it, boy.
Oh no.
So I don't like to throw food away, but you have to throw that away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Start over.
Yep. So what you're gonna do is just put the garlic first.
Yep.
And then add the oil little by little, just little by little, little by little. Okay. The same
All right,
to
I'm
you,
good.
Rusty.
I'm gonna start over.
Yeah. Put the garlic, Rusty, and then you can put the egg, the garlic, and you put the garlic, and then just add the oil. Add it from the outside, little by little, little by little, and then you can add the egg at the end. What about everybody else's? How is it looking for everybody else?
Beautiful.
So you're supposed to be able to almost like turn it around and nothing is gonna come out. It's gonna be like mayonnaise. So once that is done, just put it in the fridge. Goes to the fridge.
Carlos.
Oh, now I respect Martha Stewart more than ever.
We're starting over with the aioli.
Rachel Ray. I think you can put it there.
Thank you.
How are we doing, people?
Did
Pretty
anybody have their aioli turn out well?
What's
Aioli.
I think that the coronavirus thing is over. You have to make a paella in your house for all of us.
Hey!
With your.
So here's my pledge to you guys. Once this shit is done, all of you, everybody here comes to my house and we French kiss each other and we have a paella.
I'll do the second part, maybe not the first part.
Then you're not welcome. No.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
how about if I bring wine? Is that okay?
Only if it's Spanish wine.
There we go. Okay.
Hey, Carlos, do we need to check the paella and pull the foil off or not yet?
What paella? Oh, yeah, the paella.
Should we check it?
Yeah, check it.
Check it out. What's it all about?
So when you're checking the paella, use the spoon and try to taste the outside skirt of the paella first, because that's probably gonna be underdone. And then try the middle, because what I explained, the heat in the middle and the heat in the outside, probably it's not gonna be done throughout. So we're gonna have to measure through the outside, right? So watch out because it's very hot. This is very oily now.
Yeah, sure is.
So while we wait, let's throw all of our garbage away.
Okay, let's think about the people that are cleaning up after all this.
Let's thank them.
Let's give a shout out to the cleaner uppers.
Where's my cleaner uppers at?
Hey, Carlos.
Yes, sir.
I think I'm the only one here not cooking, but I have a question.
Well, yeah, I can tell that, yeah. No, Nacho, why don't you say something? You are not cooking either.
No, the Romero and
Anyway.
Romero and Anna are not cooking either. They're freaking lazy Mexicans.
I was invited late to the party.
I'm sorry, bro.
I already had a pot roast.
I'm sorry. You can always count on the lazy Mexicans not to do anything. So you can see Nacho, Romero, they are not doing anything.
What did you just say?
So you get to the point where you're adding the rice and talking about even distribution.
I cannot hear you. I'm sorry, Will.
And you put it up.
What?
The point with the rice where you're talking about uneven distribution of heat and all that, right? Can you
Yeah.
shift it to the oven at that point and let it boil in an oven setting, or is it best stovetop?
You can do it. You can do it in the oven. There's a lot of people that do it in the oven. I usually don't do it in the oven because I like it doing it outside. That's the way my dad taught me. But you can do it in the oven if you want. Yeah.
If you were here, I would refresh the beverage. Make sure that you have enough to sip on.
Hey, Carlos.
Yes, sir.
I'm having to reboot my phone. It never got thick. So if I'm starting over again, start with the garlic first.
Put the garlic, and then put the food processor, and then as you were putting the food processor on the garlic, just put a line of oil, like just add the oil little by little, and then the lime all the way at the end, because what happens is that the lime and the oil sometimes they don't mix well, and that makes it really runny.
I may have used too much.
You take that away from them, so we're handling some little animals here.
I noticed you're using a stick blender, right? So when you say food processor, I'm wondering if a blender would be better if people don't have the stick blender like you have.
Yeah, a stick blender would be better. I just
You want to throw any scallops or shrimp in there?
A stick blender would be much better, as per Will's note. Yeah. Sorry. I'm not from around here.
So Carlos.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay to constantly drink Spanish wine while you're doing this?
It is not just okay, it's encouraged. It's encouraged. So I can tell you stories that when my dad finished up his paella, he was so drunk that he didn't even remember finishing it. So there you go.
Jen, how was yours? Did you figure out the meat thing?
I think so. We'll soon find out. If we're all throwing up tomorrow, we'll know.
We're all gonna get sick one way or the other.
Is it coronavirus or did I undercook the meat in the paella? I don't know.
I will.
Okay, guys, so the paella is almost ready. I'm gonna show you. Can you grab it? So, as you can see, there's almost no water left. And this part for sure is more well done than the outside. However, as I said, you're gonna see at the bottom of the rice, there's gonna be some part that looks burnt, but it's not burnt. That's called the socarret. So that's the caramelized juices. That's what you are looking for at the end of the day. Okay? So rice is like pasta. It has to be al dente. It shouldn't be too soft, or it shouldn't be too hard. It has to be like al dente, like pasta. So you have to be tasting it, and then once you see it's kind of done, just turn it off. So this one is done. This one is done. You see? So turn it off and don't do anything to it for a little while. Just let it sit there.
Are we supposed to keep it covered in foil until it's done?
So Tim, it depends, right? So it depends on, you have to be tasting the rice a little bit to see if the rice is well done. If you see that the rice is very hard and you're running out of water, turn down the heat and keep it with the foil outside. So what you want is more heat so the rice gets done. If you feel the rice is kind of, if the rice is very hard, then you, and you are almost out of water, then you can add a little bit of boiling water to it. Just add the water, no salt or no bouillabaisse or nothing else, just water, just hot water, so the rice gets fully done. But the amount of rice and the amount of water that we put already there, I think should be enough.
Okay.
If it's done,
yeah,
take the foil off and just shut the light off and let it sit there.
Shut the light off, take the foil off, and just let it rest for a little while. Just let it rest.
Perfect.
I think we're about 5 minutes behind you, Carlos.
You're 5 minutes, that's fine, you know. And the other thing is that my friends that are not in California, depending on the altitude that you are, the water is gonna boil later or earlier. So, and it's gonna boil at different temperatures. So that's also something that you have to factor in a little bit there.
That's enough though.
And the other thing that I would suggest is for you to taste it, to see how is it done with salt and all of that. This one is pretty good, I have to say. What? Oh my. I also never take clean.
Yeah, I know. Normally doesn't get this.
You know what? I forgot.
Carlos, I didn't know you ate such an early dinner from Valencia.
Yeah, you don't, but I thought for my American friends, 5 p.m. and you know, you old dudes, you do the early bird. So
you got sucked into that, didn't you?
I right into it.
Yes, you did.
My first week in the U.S., I went out for lunch at 2 p.m. in my office, and the restaurant was closed. So I was like, okay, I guess this is not gonna work out for me.
No, so different here. We're eating dinner at 6:30 versus 8:30, right? 9 o'clock.
8:39, yeah, and then it goes all the way to midnight, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
When I took Bree to Spain the first time, we had lunch, and then after lunch, they bring a little bit more food, and then a little bit more food, and then a little bit more food, and then it was dinner time. And she just turned to me and like, we've been sitting here for 5 hours eating. And like, yeah, that's Spain for you, right there.
No, please send us a list of ingredients.
I will.
Okay.
How are we doing? Thumbs up, everybody. What's up? Brian.
A round of applause for our chef.
You have to taste it first. Brian.
Brian.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay. Lauren Rosenfeld, she's not even there.
No, the
With the camera,
Rosenfelds
eh?
I know. Maybe we'll spy something like.
Oh.
Wait, here comes somebody.
I see some pants.
No.
No.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Wait.
Can you not see us?
Yeah.
We're around. We're here. Say hi.
Okay. So Alex, look at me. Okay,
What's with the crotch angle? I just see your crotches.
Just for you, baby. Just for you.
Oh, thank you.
I will. No, where'd Gabby go? Oh, there she is.
Gabby, Allie, Leo.
Oh,
yeah.
Hunter.
Nacho's a gunner.
You guys
Then
what's up, Hunter?
Leslie, Rusty, Jonathan. Where's Ty? Ty is there. Right.
Too big.
Be careful, you guys. Can I put you guys down?
Romero and Anna, I miss you so much. I really do. So much. So much.
Okay, folks, we're getting ready to tasting time.
Is all that trash?
What?
That stuff is trash?
No. Okay,
Get closer.
so this is what we have. This is what we have, right? I want to see everybody's.
Wait, let me take a picture.
Looks
I want to see everybody's paella.
Okay, but where do we do gallery?
Show us. Show us what you got.
Yeah, ours is taking a little bit longer to cook.
That's fine, no worries.
Oh, look at Gabby. Very good.
Nice, Gabby.
Yeah.
Who is Jen? Jen's look good.
Yeah, Jen.
Jonathan, I didn't see yours. Can you show it again?
Look at Mr. Dennis.
Mr. Dennis.
Here you go, buddy.
Nice. It's a little watery though. Nice.
I'd eat that.
Nice.
This is what Karen
Carlos?
said.
This is a little buttery.
Seems good, yeah.
You know what? If you were Tessie, I would agree with you on everything.
Oh, nice.
Carlos is Tessie.
Nice. Looks nice. Looks good. Good.
Look at that. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, where's the gallery?
I'm trying.
Nacho, that's a picture from the internet. You don't fool me, dude.
You're a filthy liar. You're a filthy liar.
Freaks and Mexicans.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Build a wall, dude.
That's a lie. Nacho, get out of town. Nobody believes it.
Lopez Cedeño, let me see yours.
No, it's gone. Oh,
Jesus. Show us what you're working with.
He's doing gorditas. What is that?
Show us what you're working with.
You're muted, bro.
Jonathan's on mute. I don't know where to go. Now it's went to the screen. Oh.
And cheese and wine.
Okay.
Mine's still watery. You have to wait 5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes, people.
How about a nice little wave for the people? They don't get to do this. How about a little wave? Come on.
So what's happening with your tablet is the same thing that happened with your sister's. Every time people talk, they come up, and she could not review.
Tell them to mute. Silence.
So this is what we have. This is the final
Wow.
result.
Carlos, yours is so pretty.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Hey, let's see it again.
Well, I don't know. Well,
Oh, somehow I got this too.
well, you know.
Hold on.
Well, we're on.
Hold on.
Hey, Carlos.
Yes.
This is the vegetarian version.
He heard all our video.
And the peas.
Our exchange.
Nice, Ali. I like it.
Well, we
Thank
can't.
you.
I went to my
Those
iPad
peas?
because somehow.
Peas, and we did shrimp
Nice.
Okay,
What is
and
that?
calamari.
I guess we have to stop talking.
Robert, how's yours going?
It is a vegetarian version and it's done.
Oh, nice. We.
You have a
don't
picture?
camera,
Can you see?
bro, so we cannot see what you.
So why is my camera not on?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Huh. Oh, I think maybe it's participants.
Hello, Lady Quinn.
Huh.
Hey, Bob, it's Tessie. Your camera's on the lower left, on the bottom
Hey, Dick.
of your screen, lower left on the bottom.
I got nothing.
You don't have anything?
We
No.
have to get video. I don't see video.
Right next to. So my Google is not.
Oh, here's Queenie. Hi, Queenie.
Is it smelling good in everyone's house? Is it smelling nice? It's smelling pretty good, yeah?
It's wonderful.
All right.
Okay, guys, how are we doing? I want to see some paellas there.
Oh, there we are.
Hey, Nancy.
Nancy's back.
Nancy's back. Nancy's back.
I hope you didn't hear all our comments.
We did. We hear everything you were saying.
We sure enough did, Nancy. We sure enough did.
Let me see. Here we go.
All right, man. Got video. You ready for this? This is my veggie version.
That's Bob. Hey, Bob.
Hey.
Nice.
There you
Nice looking
go.
paella, bro.
Look at that.
That's it. What's happening to you is the same thing that's happening to
Baby.
your sister. Don't.
Nice. Nice.
All right, we got a paella.
All righty.
Smells fabulous.
Bye, Bob.
Jamie, they're over here in the phone.
Good job,
Bye,
Bob.
Bob.
Socio, ¿cómo vas?
Todo tiene agua.
Ay, ay, ay.
Water into your
He's eating fucking prosciutto there.
Luis, that's not even related to paella.
You know he's on mute. He's drinking
I
water.
don't know how to get gallery here on my
Your
iPad.
sister couldn't do it either.
Nancy, would you marry me?
I can't get the gallery on my iPad, and Bill's iPad isn't working. So anyway, hello everyone. It smells fabulous, Carlos. It looks great.
Hey. How are we doing, guys? I want to see a thumbs up on everybody that's done. Brian is done.
Romero, that does not count.
Nacho Romero is done.
No, oh yes.
Nancy is done.
Oh yes, doesn't count.
Jonathan is done. Rusty is done. Ali is done. Will is not cooking. Valdez,
Wait.
Jen is done.
Jen is done. So what I want you to do, guys, is I want
Okay, so,
guys, I want you to guys to get your phone and take a picture of your paella so you can post it online. Hashtag El Cookie Monster.
El Cookie Monster Paella.
So here's a nice little secret from Grandma, right? Remember the garlic? So remember how we did the whole garlic, right? So the whole garlic is there in the middle. You see it there? So that thing is like butter. So you can just grab a slice of bread and just put the garlic on top, and it's really tasty. Really, really tasty. It tastes really good. ¿Qué pasó, socio? No te me espantes, acá.
I think by the way that it looks fine, we will have quesadilla for dinner.
We're gonna have in and out.
In and out.
I'm just going to throw it out there. This was like really cool. Thank you, Carlos. And fucking awesome. A good diversion from all the craziness. I was just thinking maybe we all do a tequila shot together. You guys have tequila?
This is wine. I love it.
Oh, we can drink wine. We don't have to do a tequila shot, but let's just do cheers.
Cheers.
Carlos, thank you so much for putting this together.
Cheers.
This was fucking awesome. Excuse the F word with the little children around. Crazy, friggin' insane times. Great diversion. We're all gonna enjoy. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
Salud.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Salud. Salud. Health.
Salud. Buonasera.
Health.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. Okay, guys. So now, final thing.
I know.
So,
It's an iPad. That's it. No.
Oh, he wants to squeeze some lime all over it.
So the way you eat the paella, is now that it's done, It's been sitting there for a little while. You didn't touch it. Everything is
Switch
nice.
to get, here we are. Here we
You
go.
grab this, and then you just mix it. Mix it. And then you see the socarret right there. Here is the socarret. This is the socarret. It's not burnt. This is not burnt. This is the caramelized part. This is the best tasting part of paella. Very good.
So Ty, you need to show us a picture of your soca.
It's a little hot.
Let's go. Just go down and mix it. Just mix it.
Hold on, Bob. It's
What's the password?
Can you see that, Bob?
So here's more socarret. More socarret. So a couple of okay, so a couple of other notes here before you start eating your paella.
Mommy, smile.
As I said,
Cameron.
you have the garlic. You can just put the garlic on bread or toast, and it tastes really, really, really good. The way they eat it in Valencia, you put some lime on top of it.
The paella.
The paella. So you grab a plate, right? You have a plate. You get a, so the traditional way of eating paella is everybody eats from the pan. So you have this big round pan on the middle of the table, and everybody just gets a fork and everybody eats from the same pan. But in these times, because you don't want to share your germs, you just put it in a plate. Right? Oh.
What's the password?
So you put it there. You add a little bit of lime on top.
Don't forget the alioli.
And don't forget the alioli. You grab your alioli spoon, a little bit of alioli that looks like this, and then just put it on top like that. Just like that. Owner.
I think that's an answer.
What?
No, it's not.
I don't know what owner is. It's gonna go from here. I don't know who you are. Okay. So you have your paella with lime and aioli on top.
I know, we gotta stop this.
Okay. I muted you, Nancy. I'm sorry, it was you. So you have your paella with your alioli, and then you just mix it all. And then you taste it. And it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Bravo, dude.
It's coming.
Oh, good. I'm gonna say.
Came out very good. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, guys.
Was a very good idea. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, guys. Thanks a lot, Carlos.
Thank you, guys. We love you guys. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Carlos, it's so
All
good.
right.
Yes. Thank you.
See ya. Bye-bye.
That was
Thank you.
fantastic.
Bye, team. Bye, Rusty. Bye, Jonathan.
Bye, Carlos.
Bye.
Hi, Polly.
Bye, Brian and Tessie.
Bye.
Hi, Polly.
Bye, Romero.
So,
Bye,
Gracias.
Pequeño
so
family.
Nancy, you're here. Are we
Bye,
done?
Dennis.
Thank you. It was fun.
Bye, Ty Williams.
Hi, guys.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, Will.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, folks. Love you all. Stay safe.
Thank you.